welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be showing you how I made these bracelets that I have on my wrist right now. I'm not really a bracelet person, but I thought it would be kind of fun. This was probably one of the most stressful videos I've ever filmed, just because I had this very specific vision in my mind of exactly what I wanted these bracelets to look like, and it did not turn out that way even remotely. Part of me wants to say I'm a little disappointed in the way that it turned out, but I still think they turned out pretty cute, and I still thought it was kind of worth showing in a way, even though it wasn't my original vision. Basically, I purchased some stamping blanks off the internet, and I had this plan where I was going to create some personalized, like, monogrammed, like, charms, I guess, that you could put like someone's initials on or something really specific like that. But unfortunately, I guess I got the wrong kind of metal, and even though they are labeled as stamping blanks, they didn't stamp. And my cat was like in my face for a lot of it, and in fact, I can't even share right now. Like, look at what she's doing. Hey, what are you doing? I hope this video is still okay, and get your butt out of the camera. I originally wanted these bracelets to have 2 adjustable knots on the side, and I saw like a little tutorial on Pinterest of adjustable knots, and I was like, oh, that's a great idea, I'll make some bracelets. But then I just couldn't do it. I couldn't put it into practice. I had no idea why it wasn't working, and I watched like 1,000 tutorials on this to try to come up with the easiest way to explain it myself, and just it couldn't work. It just was not working for me. So I really wanted to make something that was without the adjustable knots, so I had to change my designs a lot. I can already tell you now this is going to go through so much editing, and it's going to take so much editing, so it makes sense cohesively throughout, because I think I refilmed the intro like looking at my supplies 1,000 times, and I still have my stamps hanging out in the background even though I never use them. So this is kind of going to be a mess, but I kind of just want you guys to come along for the ride with me, so thanks for sticking through. Let's go. Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about making some adjustable bracelets. So what I did is I actually grabbed just a big old hunk of pink waxed cotton cord off of Amazon. I think this was around $7. And it's a whole bunch. This is definitely going to make quite a few bracelets. So I'm going to show you a couple different methods, a couple of different styles, and yeah, that's kind of the gist of where we're going today. This was kind of my test piece. I was kind of testing out a couple different ways to make it adjustable. I'm using this kind of like pink and pearl design because it's me, what else is new? And I'm also going to show you a method using crimp beads if you feel like wanting to make it maybe a little more professional looking, or add some more of that kind of metal look to it. So first things first, you're actually going to want to measure this around the length of your wrist, I would say, and I would maybe go like a little bit more than that, especially if you're going to make this from someone else. The importance is that it is adjustable, so I'm maybe going to cut about here just to get a lot of extra length. Next things next, you're going to want to grab a large bead, and as I stated, I'm going to be using pearls for this. Dollar Tree's actually just started selling pearls, so that is perfect for this kind of project. But the basic gist of how we're going to do this is you're going to slip one end of your string through this, and this is where it's important that you get a wax cord because it holds its shape and it will go through a lot smoother than a regular thread. It resists a lot more fraying. And you're going to take the other side and stick that through as well. So essentially you're going to have a shape that looks something like this. Now obviously, like this, it is adjustable because you can push these in and out to make the bracelet bigger or smaller. So what we're going to need to do is add something to the ends in order to make it less likely to slip through. So again, you can choose to use more pearls for this, or any bead that you choose, or crimp beads. So on this one, I'm going to show you the method using the crimp beads. Crimp beads are these teeny tiny little hoops. A lot of times you can find them in basic findings kits at, say, Walmart, or really anywhere that they sell jewelry supplies. I made sure to get some big ones to suit my larger thread, and what you're going to do is you're going to want to just pop your thread into the crimp bead, keep it kind of close to the edge, and you're going to take some jewelry pliers, or really any pliers. I actually only have needle nose pliers on me. They're the only ones I have ever actually used. And you're basically just going to squeeze it flat. And it'll look a little something like that. And you can choose to cut off some of that extra ugliness kind of hanging off the edge, just to kind of give it a nice clean look. But because it's nice and flat, it now will not go through the pearl. And it holds nice and steady that way. So I'm also going to add a crimp bead to this side, and I'll come back in just a second. And that's the basics for how you make this bracelet. Another way that you can make an adjustable bottom is to actually stick both sides through one hole, so it kind of makes this adjustable like single loop, if you will. And then all you'd have to do is put your hand through and pull from the bottom in order to tighten. Now I'm going to show you all the non-crimp bead method, so that is the adding extra pearls method, and I'm also going to kind of dress this one up a little bit. So kind of doing what we did before, you're just going to take your pearl, stick it in one end, grab your other side, stick it in the other end, and basically what you're going to be doing is adding another pearl to this side so that it won't slide through this pearl, obviously, and tie a knot to keep it on. But in order to jazz this up a little bit, I'm actually going to add a couple of pearls just as a part of the bracelet. Now I've got that all done. Once again, you're going to take whatever pearl it is that you are going to be using as your center part of your closure, slip it through one side, slip it through the other side, it being the waxed cord. Don't want any misplaced pronouns there. And once you kind of have that all set up, you're gonna grab another pearl, pop it onto one end, and you're gonna tie a knot at the end of your string. And for this sized pearl, or with a pearl with this particular sized opening, I'm gonna double knot this. And our final pearl, we're gonna knot on the other end. So here I am using that last design, going back and adding in these knots. You're gonna wanna make sure they're relatively centered, but again, thankfully, because it is adjustable, we can always adjust it to make this the center of our bracelet. And you can pretty much tie the first knot wherever you need, and the second one is going to be the hard one because you're going to want to make sure that it's like up nice and close to that other end of your pearl string. So it'll look a little something like that. That way when you dangle it in either direction, it does not fall. You can also add knots in between each pearl, pretty much whatever you want. And now with that all done, I'm going to add the closures. There we go, and now once again we can slip it on and tighten it at the bottom. If you're worried about it going places it shouldn't go, you can actually tie another knot, like a nice loose one that you can kind of undo later, just to make sure it doesn't adjust during the day and fall off. So it'll look a little bit like that. Recenter it a bit. Perfect. And I think this is super cute. It's kind of a nice different take on a friendship bracelet. I really like the pearls, I like the pink, and I think this is something that anybody can do instead. And I actually think I'm gonna cut the edges off, or the tails off of my knots here. There you go, that is much better. Very pretty, very feminine, and definitely something that I might see myself giving as a gift in the future. And there we have some nice and simple bracelet designs that you can make with all kinds of colors, all kinds of beads, and something a little bit simpler, maybe something to do with little kids while you're babysitting them or something along those lines. Again, this is just my kind of take on a friendship bracelet that's a little bit easier and a little less time consuming to make, and something that's not going to require you to use that adjustable knot that I just can't figure out. So yeah, I hope you guys kind of liked this. This is not something I normally do. I'm definitely not a jewelry making person, but I thought this was kind of fun to try out, and definitely got me some cool ideas for gifts in the future and maybe some more personalized things that I can get my friends. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe, and maybe, just maybe, I will be seeing you next Sunday for another crafty video. So that was something. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully I will see you next Sunday for a presumably better edition of my crafty Sundays. So